How's it going, boys? My name is Default Crunchy, and welcome back to the Late Night Crunch. Welcome back to Inbox. This is the show where I answer your questions and give you guys advice. Hey, Crunchy. I've been through stuff I've never talked about, and it still affects me. I don't want sympathy, I just want peace. How do you heal from things that you've buried for years? This is gonna be a tough one because, in all honesty, I've been going through a similar thing. This question really resonates with me. See, all of my life I have been taught to bury my feelings and just deal with them on my own. You're a man, you're this, grow up hair balls. you know, and it shouldn't be that way. See, I'm a firm believer that men should be able to talk about their feelings. And I'm very fortunate to have friends who are able and willing to let me talk about my feelings, and I'm willing to do the same for them. You should be able to speak to someone about how you're feeling without any judgment and speak about the experiences you've been through, whether it be trauma, whether it be your feelings. It doesn't matter. Firstly, I want to say that if you've been carrying something for years and you're still getting up every day, still working, still trying for you, that already tells me that you are a strong individual. A lot of people think healing means forgetting what happened, but it just doesn't. It means learning how to live without whatever problems you got going on up in your head controlling you. When you bury stuff, it doesn't go away. It just gets buried to the back of your head, and you just wait. You just wait, and then it comes out at the worst possible moment. It comes out in random moods, anger, numbness, overthinking, feeling empty for no reason. I mean, I know I've buried a lot of stuff, and I'm right there with you. I have a lot of buried stuff that I don't talk about, and I don't think I'll ever talk about them. I mean, the first step is genuinely saying, "Hey, I'm not good." And that's the best step that you can take. I mean, I took that step. I've been trying. I've been trying to heal from past stuff. And opening up doesn't mean you're trauma dumping on anyone. It just means you are looking for help. Like this, what you've done here, submitting a question, that is a first step. You have told me, hey, I am not good. That is a first step, and you should be proud of that, because I'm proud of that. You don't have to feel weak for needing help. I know I felt weak for asking for help. I know how it works. I know you feel like a burden. Don't. I know it's difficult, and I know I know it because I went through it, and I'm still currently going through it. But just start small. One person, just say, I'm not good. It's progress. You don't have to know why you're not good. Healing is incredibly slow, and it's painful. It is extremely painful. Sometimes you feel all right, you feel great, and then randomly you're like, nah, nah, I'm done. It's a messy process. It is. What happened doesn't define who you are. You're still allowed to laugh, still allowed to have fun. Just focus on the present, you know. The past, you can't change the past. The past doesn't define you. You can just keep working today, live in the present, live in the moment, and focus on building your future and who you want to be. That's the main question you got to ask. Who do you want to be? Do you have aspirations? Do you have goals you can work towards? And I'm sure your friends will be more than happy to talk to you about your problems. And I'm sure you've got family you can talk to, people you trust you can talk to. I'm sure they would be very happy to talk to you about your problems and what's going on. And honestly, it does go back to this. It is cliche, but try therapy. Like, I'm only just a random guy on the internet. I can only do so much. I can answer your questions, but I'm just a silly person. I'm just a silly person on the internet making stupid little videos. But yeah, no, it does go back to that saying, is just to try therapy. You never know if you don't try it, and you never know if you don't ask. But I feel like you are on the right path. You've reached out, you've submitted a question, and I think you are on the right path. You're on the right track. It's just all about learning how to live with it, because I don't think you're ever gonna forget. You're never gonna forget what has happened to you in your past, or what you're going through, or any of your problems. You just learn how to live with it and how to manage it, and how to not let it control you. And that could look different for everyone. My way of dealing with stuff is gonna look so much different to your way or anyone else's way. It's a different process for everyone. But the only thing that they have in common is that it's extremely messy and painful. But you've just got to figure out what works for you, whether it be therapy, having a deep conversation with your friend. I know that helps a lot, having a conversation with your friends. You know, the other night I was in a call talking, and we were just talking about everything. You know, we had a good laugh. It was quite funny, but yeah, it was a breath of fresh air for sure. But let me know if you guys got any advice or any thoughts on this. Put them in the comments, and maybe you can help. But that's going to be about it, boys. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, the forums are in the links in the description below. And as always, have a great rest of your day.